This is a quick review on how to use the Excel spreadsheet formula and how to add some formulas into Excel. You can see I've got this assignment in Ames and it's called Excel Spreadsheet Formulas. You would click that link to download your worksheet. This is what the formula worksheet looks like, and remember to enable editing. Alright, so our first step is we want to add up these column of numbers. Now there's a couple ways we can do this. The first way to do is to enter the formula manually, and whenever you use a formula you always start by hitting equal sign, and then we want to tell the computer what we want to do. So I want to sum, I'm going to hit the parentheses, and then I'm going to click and drag what I want the sum of, and I want the sum of B4 to B8, and you can type in B4 to B8 or you can just click and drag like I did with my mouse. I'm going to close my parentheses and hit enter, and you can see I now have a sum of 148. Now it's really important that I use the formula and I use the B4 to B8 because now I can go up here and say, oh, that was a typo, I meant to type 25, and you can see my formula automatically changes. So another way to do your sum, instead of clicking equals and typing in the formula, is to use the Autosum feature. So I'm going to tell the computer this is the column of numbers I would like to add up. I'm going to go over here to my editing group. I'm on the Home tab, and I'm going to hit the Sum button. You can see the drop down here tells you all the different quick ones you have. I'm going to insert Sum, and you can see that it added up this column of numbers. And if you click just on that 195, you can see that automatically put the formula in for you. For the rest of these, you can either practice either way you'd like, or you can practice the autofill that we learned in class. Notice when I have the fat white plus, I can select the cell, and when I go over the dot in the lower right hand corner, the cursor changes to a black plus. That's called the autofill. I can click with my mouse and drag to the right, and it will automatically change the formula for me. So here you can see the formula is equals sum of C4 to C8. Here it's now equals sum of D4 to D8. So it was able to automatically figure out that you wanted to add up the column of numbers directly above you. So that's your sum. That's adding up columns of numbers. Next we want to subtract these numbers. So once again I'm going to hit the equal sign to tell the computer I'm going into function mode. Equals, I'm going to click on the 100 cell, so put in the B13 for me. I'm going to use the operator, so it's minus, and I'm going to click on the second cell that I would like, which is B14. I'm going to use the enter key on the keyboard to finish, and you can see I have my complete formula and I have my answer. So once again, equal sign to get into formula mode, click on your first cell, add your operator, click on your second cell, and press enter on the keyboard, and then again you can use your autofill or practice either way. Multiply, the only difference with multiply, once again I'm going to use my equal to get into the formula mode, click on my first cell, and the operator I want to use for multiply in this case is the asterisk, which is the shift 8 key. So hold down the shift key, hit the number 8, and you'll get the asterisk. I'll be able to click on my second cell. So once again, equals, click on my first, shift 8, enter, and now I have that. To divide your columns of numbers, once again you still need to start with equals. Every time is always equal. My first cell, and the divide on the keyboard is actually the forward slash, which is located right on your question mark key. So I'm going to add a forward slash and click my second cell. So hopefully by now you're seeing the pattern and it's starting to make some sense. We get down here, we want to do an average, median, and mode. The nice thing about Excel, I'm just going to get rid of this formula real quick. The nice thing about Excel is that it has a ton of formulas built in, so I'm going to hit equal. I'm going to start typing the word average in, and you can say, oh, is this what you want? I'm like, yes, I want this average here. So I'm going to click on average, and you can see it gives you a nice little direction here, so it tells you exactly what it does. So I'm going to say average, double click to get into it. It typed the average in for me, and it gave me a parentheses, and now it just wants to know which numbers I would like the average of. So I'm going to click on my row of numbers and hit enter, and I now have my average of B32 to B36. I can do the same thing with median, equals MED, and then you can either type it in or double click once it pops up. Once again it gave me the parentheses. I want to know the median, and last but not least I want to know the mode, and I want this mode down here at the very bottom. And this is what I want the mode of. Now you may notice when you're working on your document that you're going to get an NA in your mode. Let me use the fill key here. So you can see here NA, which stands it's not available. I don't have a number that's repeating up here, so you're welcome to go in and change one of these numbers. So you have the most repeated number, and then you can see that your mode will work. The last thing I'd like you to do is look down here at the very bottom and think about what you think max, minimum, and count, what you think these functions would do. And you're welcome to add them in and experiment with them, and then just write up a little summary right here in these cells for me and tell me. The last step, of course, would be to upload this to Google Documents and submit it to me via the Google Turn-In form, and it would be formula worksheets. Thanks.